What up? The neighbors are like having a shindig over there or something. What's up? Fred Kell, what up, Fred? No, Tim, he didn't like it, and neither did I. Drunk pound. I'm working here, man. Dude, let's not pretend like you didn't call me and ask where's the best place to get bibs and a V-neck. And as God is my witness, that call happened. Tell me it didn't. And I, on my life, that's exactly what happened. What up, Jerry? Phone call randomly. Actually, it was like text message. I got something really important to ask you. Call. Hey, do you know where to get those V-necks and like the same kind of bibs you wear? And I was like, dude, shut up and call TKP. Oh my God, I will shut this down so quick. Dude. No, absolutely not. Jesus Christ. What is the deal with people saying zesty stuff to me? I don't like it at all. It's actually starting to piss me off. Really not liking it. I mean, I was watching videos this week, and at the end of one of the videos, someone just wanted to be zesty and weird and refer to me, which is gross. I don't like any of it. Spencer, what's up, buddy? Please shut down sucks. Oh, yeah, well. Well, just drop it. Damn. Figures. It gets wild over here. What up, Dan? Fusco, what's up? Well, got a divorce. We didn't see eye to eye. I like that guy. I hope he stays. That's awesome. That was good. I like it. What's that one everybody gets me with? Where it's Gabe. Oh, yeah. His first name's Gabe, last name's Itch. I get got by that one all the time, I feel like. I don't like that. But, so, I guess we start the episode. Episode 120. Bad for you, what up? 127, maybe 128. I'll get it together eventually. But okay. Last week we did a live feed, and we had some people. Lift, what's up? Yeah, for sure. Every time. Sometimes we even get Randy in here, which is hilarious. But yeah, forgot what I said. Oh, so last week we did the violations. Oh, Murph Dog had some violations last week. So I was not surprised when I started receiving text messages afterwards. So I'm just going to let you guys in on it. I feel like we're all really close friends here. I'm sure that there's no one here that's not a close friend that's just like lurking and not saying anything. Guys don't do that. I know that. So I'm not worried about saying anything that I'd have to worry about later. But I started getting, Daniel started sending me messages. And he says we should do a Q&A to where he asked me a question, I asked him a question or something like that. Just out of the blue. I thought he was going to be all mad at me for what I said. But no, he's like, hey, we should do a Q&A. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm down. So I sent out I put up that little bit of a teaser in the community post. What do you guys think about this? You know, Murph versus me. And we'll just Q&A back and forth. And maybe we could do that more often with other climbers too. But just back and forth. And I was like, I feel like Murph's trying to outwit me is what's going to happen. He's just trying to, he wants to have a battle of wits. And he thinks he's smarter than me. He's trying to try to get me or something. I don't know. I was side-eyeing him a little bit. But I'm like, unfortunately, Sean going to lose battle. Shut your mouth. Jesus. No, he's not. He's gonna get taken down, but the dude will get right back up. Don't worry about it. You don't, just watch. He's gonna wear him out and finish him. So, okay. All right. So Murph Dog wants to do this. I'm all for it. I just tell him, okay, yeah, that's what you want. Here's exactly. So this is kind of how it went. He says we should do a Q&A. I'm like, he's like, you ask a question, then I'll ask a question. He said some other stuff with it. I don't really remember what exactly it was. I'm sure he was telling me I did something wrong or I used the technique he made up in 1902 or something. It's the same stuff he always says. But I was like, I'm down. Let's do it. Let's do it on Saturday. That way I could... Dude. Yeah. I mean, yes, Sean... I'm telling you, Sean will. Like, he's not going to settle. That's where he got wore out with Duplessis, who didn't even try to get up until the last round. Sean is not going to stay down. So, stop. You keep getting me off track. All right. So I tell him I'm down. Okay. And he asked me, I'm like, let's do it on Saturday because we have the people that are used to the Saturday live feeds. I'll just skip one of my weekly violations. Arcan Arbor Wolf, what's up? I'll skip one of those and we'll do this instead. And so he says, okay, that's on May 4th. And he says, are we doing Zoom? So this is where I got to rethink even doing the Q&A because I'm like, is he got Alzheimer's? Is he forgetting shit already? Because, Murph, I interviewed you on this, doing this same thing. Deal, Tim. I dig that. That's awesome. So, if I'm being honest with you, I'm probably making that pick more with more who I like to win for entertainment purposes more than like I get why people are going with Jemiah, but I'm all for it. He asked me if we're going to do it on Zoom, and I'm like, I didn't even answer because I'm like, dude, we did a full interview, Murph. You don't remember doing this? Then he's like, so I just didn't say anything. So he waits until 4:30 today. So I'm not doing the normal weekly stuff. I'm not writing all my notes down and getting all this stuff together. I'm like, I'm going to be doing the Q&A with Murph. I'm not trying to rehearse nothing. I'm going off the cuff. What you guys would want to ask and stuff. So I'm trying to keep up with it. Um, yeah, facts. So I like that, Shay. That's facts. Um, yeah, but he waits until 4:30 today and bails on me. He says, busy tonight. Let's do it next Saturday. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you not tell me this beforehand? Because, like, now I have to stuff this whole live feed we're getting ready to do, or that we're doing, into 4 hours. So I'm doing my best here tonight. Just work with me, because Murph tries to sabotage the whole thing by flaking on me at 4:30. So he's busy tonight. If Murph, I know you're sitting at home watching this, trying to think of good questions probably or something. I don't know. I don't believe it. But then he says couple subjects in no particular order. He's like, these are the questions he wants to do, and I kind of like some of them. And also, if you guys have any questions that you want me to ask him, let me know, because, like, I'm not trying to. I don't really care. Like, I'll just do it off the cuff, because I'm just going to be honest with everything. But, like, some of them you need to sit around and think for, like, wildest experience, craziest thing you saw when you're doing tree work. But this is what he says. First question: vanity in tree videos. And I back that 100%. This, like, only make yourself look like you're perfect at all times, but to a person that's edited videos, you could start to see, like, oh, I recorded every single part of this video, every single cut, except for that one, and they were over the house. Huh, weird. I wonder if it scraped the house. Yeah, it scraped the house. Let's just be real. But, so, vanity and tree, I like that. Then he says, another one would be how gear changed climbing. Like, modern gear changed climbing. And he's like, you'll have to answer that, which is facts. I want to ask David climbing questions, because that's what I'm interested about with him. Because I don't think we got to see much of that, you know. But then here, I'm going to start to rifle through these, because we're going to get off to the live feed. Most memorable tree experiences. What trees you learn the most from. Strange thing you've seen doing tree work. The importance of a loader. And he says that one he'll answer. That's for him to answer. What the fuck? Okay. He wants to give me the questions for him to answer, and this is the, so but he's going okay. I'm all for all this so far. The importance of a loader, that's for him. Social aspects of tree work. And then here's where he totally loses me, and I swear he's trying to sabotage me. He says, we can talk about vaccine perspectives. Like the vid. He's like, we could use code. No, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about getting no jabs or nothing weird like that. Like, that's stuff I do not want to talk about. And it's just going to instantly get my channel shut down the second I get back, because next week I should be off being in trouble. We'll see. But, like, he's going to get it knocked out. He said we can use code words. No. One-handing a chainsaw, I guess. Social media versus old school training institutes, like ISA. So I guess what he means by that is, like, what's better, what learning process is easier or better? The ISA way, back in the day of books and going to get-togethers and stuff like that, or the way that a lot of people do it now, which is watching social media and using it to learn tricks and tips and get better. So I kind of dig that one. Regional differences in gear and techniques, heroes and zeros. Um, how long can you do tree work? Greatest regrets and advice for new guys. Tree Holocaust. And then he's like EAB, Oakville, BLS, BLD, and then pruning philosophies. All right, there's some, bro. This is what I'm gonna do for Murph Dog. I'm good with all the questions. I don't want to talk about pruning. I don't want to talk about pruning. I'm not trying to bore everybody to death. I'm not about to talk about pruning in a Q&A. If you catch Murph, like he'll, dude, ISA can suck it. Don't. Yeah, he's all about. I think he likes Black Lives Matter or something. I don't know, dude. He's wild. I don't know. He's crazy. He's crazy. But we are not talking about pruning because that is just going to be Murph Dog talking for 2 hours about how he does pruning different than other people and how he's like, you gotta leave it, like, watch Murph. If you've watched him, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm not doing that. Certified board, yeah, master certified and board. It's Pollarding, damn it. Yeah, exactly, Ground Finder. Facts. Just top it, like Murph's. Well, we're not doing that, Murph. That's my only rules. Is I don't want to talk about a tree holocaust, and I don't want to talk about pruning for 7 hours. Let's talk about good stuff. I tell you what, when we get to that question, what I'll do is just tell everyone to go to your channel and watch your videos and learn how to prune. How about that? And everybody can learn how to prune from the old Smurf Dog. And I think he likes the name Smurf Dog. So I'm gonna start going with Smurf Dog. I think I made up Murph Dog, but it could have been. You know what? It could have been Ground Pounder too. I don't know. Between all of us, somehow I don't know. We'll see that. How does your liver feel? Liver. Okay. I live on ibuprofen though, so we'll see. Alright, so Murph Dog flaked. Don't like that. We'll see next week. Maybe he'll do it. I don't know. I look yellow. Yeah, well, I have a light back there that's a warming light, so it's yellow too. I don't blast the white lights because I hate those. I can't see. So here, actually, that person's probably not wrong. So, I don't know. Am I yellow still? Am I still yellow? It's because I'm a lizard person. I'm one of those reptile people that they're talking about right now. Last week, I think, yeah, this is my last week of being demonetized. So we'll see how that goes. I'll let you guys know. I am starting members right back up, and my content is probably going to shift. It is going to shift over to there. Like, I'm too worried to even attempt to monetize stuff through YouTube now because of all their wild ways of that they get mad at you and stuff and try to shut your entire channel down. They shut my members down for something silly I think I did with shorts, and maybe I offended somebody and they got, mad. Yeah, it's been like 3 months. So yeah, I got this week, and I think the 14th I can go back to being monetized. So I don't think I'm going to monetize anything. I'm just going to do my members, and I will not monetize anything on members either. So if you do the memberships. You won't have to watch any ads or anything, because I feel like that's lame. If you're paying for a membership, you shouldn't have to. And I'm also gonna try to do the memberships cheaper if it'll let me. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I tried to tell them. They said no, and then they said you can dispute it, and I was like, dude, I can win an argument. I'm down. So I spent all this time. They wanted me to make a video, and I'm like, make a video? I can do that. I make all kinds of videos. So I made a video. They said no. And so, whatever. So, yeah, that's coming, just so you know. Now YouTube's randomly just starting to, like, push my channel. People are watching super old videos, leaving comments. It's, whatever. Of course, now that, I don't know, dude. Because I can't monetize anything, and I'm still putting up content just for free. Like, and I did it for 3 months. Now they're going to start to push it. So I hit 11,000 finally. Thanks to everybody that took part in that. I appreciate it. I just think it's weird that YouTube's now deciding to share my stuff because I won't make a penny off of any of it. So I don't know what that's all about. We'll see. What up, Joseph? When these live, you guys are crazy in the live chat there. When we get done, every time there's like 6 times more chats than there was viewing people. So a lot of these live feeds will do like 300 views, and when I end, it'll say like 300, and it'll say like 900, 1,000 or something chats. You guys, your thumb's got to be sore when you get done. But also, I seen a short of TKP. I think it was last week, but he was at a convention. I don't know if it's Paul Bunyan. What up, Grumpy? At Paul Bunyan or what? Like what? He was at one of those little get-togethers, and he was trying out the new Husqvarna 540. 7er or 9er or something like that. I don't know. Who cares? 546 or something like that. The new Husqvarna chainsaw. And that everyone's doing right now. Every single one's doing. So it shows him getting to do it, or getting to try it for the first time. He's like, God, I'm over here right now at the dealership, blah, blah, blah. And they're going to let me try out this Husqvarna. Blah, blah, blah. So this dude is out in the middle of nowhere, okay, in a parking lot is what I mean. Empty parking lot. With a log. And not in the woods like he normally is. He's in the middle of a, I almost cussed already. A freaking parking lot with nothing around. No, there's nothing. This is propped up on wood holding things, and he's going to cut some cookies. They made him wear chaps. They made him wear a hard hat with eye protection and ear protection. And he wore it. He did as he was told. He's a good little boy. He was a good little boy. And he dressed up the way he was supposed to. And I think that's hilarious. That you'll you should be absolutely embarrassed and realize how ignorant you are to go out in the woods, record videos for younger people to watch, and they can, I'm going to be just like TKP, I'm going to, boom, baby. That's the fruitest stuff I've ever heard in my life. Don't say a catchphrase nonstop. You're going to get made fun of later. I'm trying to save you right now. Okay? Don't be a weird kid. If you're a teenager, you're in your 20s or something. Don't be weird. This stuff stays on the internet. You don't have to do all that. He wore all this protective gear, but then will turn around and go out in the woods and not even wear a hard hat. You know what he says? God's got me. God's got me. That's also absolutely, you're brain dead. That's what I want to say about that. The thinking that God's got you, that is all, like, cool. Like, I back that. It's not God's responsibility for you to put a hard hat on. Because if it was, he would have tuned your goofy ass brain to where it says, I put a hard hat on. It's not that hard. I wear a ball cap. So it's not going to be that much difference, doofus. You don't. So when you showed up to the expo and you were the cool guy that everybody wanted to come up and meet, you want to meet TKP? You want to meet TKP? And my son Chicken Nugget? Yeah, Chicken Nugget. He's the filmer. Yeah. No. When they showed up, you wear all that there, where there's no. When you showed up and you said, hey, I don't need none of that stuff, Husqvarna, I got God, what'd they say to you? I bet they looked at you like you're a complete fool. And the reason for that, specifically, is because you are. You're an idiot, okay? You can't, it's just common sense, man. This, like, advocating for, like, you don't gotta wear a hard hat if you believe in God. That's so insanely disrespectful to anyone that's lost their life doing tree work. Because that's like saying every other person out there that lost their life doing tree work, they didn't believe in God. You're the first one to think about that. You're a trendsetter. You're the first tree guy to believe in God. Dude, I can't with some of these people. Brain dead. So yeah, I seen that short, and that almost made me short circuit. And yeah, exactly. All of us miss Reg. I hope if you're talking about Reg Coates, like everyone is idiots. You guys didn't, appreciate it when it was around, and like instead you're watching TKP and blowing him up, and like. You're watching TikToks too, because I think that's how this guy came over to YouTube. He was TikToking. You can tell that's kooks over there. Only kooks. If you're a full-grown man, you don't TikTok. That's not what we do. I don't know who. I don't know. People are messing everything up. That's all I got to say. I'm losing control. I think that's all I got. Yeah, I will also. I would like to say, I've noticed. Okay, so quite a long time ago, I advocated because I would always have a new ground guy that was running the ropes and stuff like that, and just there were some people I was working for a guy, and the people were brain dead, and you just need to make things as simple as possible. And unclipping the carabiners was a trick for them, and all kinds of stuff. So tying knots was. Oh my God, getting them to untie them and send them back up. So I started using slings and choking off the limb and then clipping to a termination knot on the end of a rope. The other reason I started doing that is because I always use rigging rings, and the termination knot would at least stop it at the first ring, and I wouldn't have to do the whole thing if the rope got pulled out. So I've noticed that a lot of guys, and I got a hard time when I first started telling people that because it prevents side loading the carabiner and stuff, and you get the quickness of it. It's just easy to set up, and you get the stopper. It benefits a bunch of different things, but I see a lot of guys use that now, and I dig that. But as I was just saying that, and what well, damn it, I'm kind of embarrassed right now. What I have wrote down is I notice a lot of guys use my rigging setup with the strap now. I am so Smurf dog right there, trying to be like, I'm sorry. I take that back. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. That's my bad. I'm trying to get too far ahead of myself. That's not cool. That's not cool. Dude, yeah, everything got soft. I'm telling you, when I have people that I'm not naming names. I have watched people that were some. There's been men that I look up to in my life, like a lot of them, and I have watched them over the past maybe 10 years, maybe even less than 10 years. I have watched them become these super sensitive, almost women. And I'm not saying just YouTube people, but like men in general have went weird. I just like it's not okay to be a man anymore. And yeah, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I don't care if your feelings get hurt. That's not my fault. I feel like you just were born, or in the past 10 years, have decided to take on this heartfelt belief in extra feelings, which I'm telling you, there's no way. Some people like will get so incredibly offended at just a passive aggressive joke, and very A50 like, and it's rampant even with tree videos. Yeah, there's this weird, you can't cuss, um can't say a cuss word if you're doing tree work. I'm a little weirded out by you if you do tree work and try to make, or if you're just a full grown man and you're trying to make content that's children friendly, unless there's certain like things that would have to, like it would be toward, like if you made toys or something like that. But that's not what we do. We're doing a very man thing over here. So if you're like trying to make kid friendly, I kind of think that's weird. I really just think that's weird. So that's maybe just a personal thing on my part, but like I am not trying to make kid friendly videos over here. I'm probably going to say some things that may offend you at times. I have this weird ability to bring out your insecurities to the point that you may like me one week and dislike me the next. That's just me. And I'm not playing no weird character that pretends like every single thing in my life is absolutely perfect every single day, and like and also that I love all you guys. Like that's weird stuff. Like I'm not saying that. Some people will straight look into, that's weird. That's zesty. I'm not looking into you guys' eyes and telling you I love you. I'm sorry. I think you guys are cool. I even like some of you guys. But no, I'd say the love, like there's like a woman in there, and then like there's a younger woman that like is at college. Very few people that I love. So like you guys gotta chill with this. Like's a big deal though. So just be happy with like. Alright. So alright, Jesus Christ, dude. Alright, first channel this week is Jesus. How long are we? 34 minutes. First channel this week is Guilty of Treason. And they put out a video called "This Big Leaf Maple Was Completely Rotten and Hollow!" Exclamation point, exclamation point. Double tree removal. Why do you have two titles, dude? Why do you have two titles? This could have been made into a single title. I don't understand having. Is it the more the mer? Like, do you get more points? Does YouTube push your content further if you have the more titles you have or something? Because this big leaf maple was completely rotten and hollow. Double tree removal job. How about just this double big leaf maple removal was completely rotten and hollow? I'm not a genius, but that took me like 2 seconds. So don't like the title. Think that sucks. They use Randy's racing bucket on this video, which is kind of cool. He's got his bucket all hopped up with performance parts, aftermarket stuff. I think it's got like all kinds of extra special stuff. But they use Randy's bucket, and I guess Randy ends up being the one that will run the bucket. And because it turns out that the handle, Jacob has tender hands, and Randy's handle is too cold for him. He needs a warmed handle. So Randy ends up doing it. He's like, I'll do the cutting, and which means we get Jacob on the ground. And right there, I'm like, awesome. That means he's definitely gonna bust his ass 2 or 3 times in this video. This is gonna be a great video. That never happened, and he just rode the Avant all day. But I noticed in the video, Guilty of Randy is still at 7.25 thousand subs. Well, not still, it's grown to 7.25, I think. If I was giving any advice to Randy, I would say maybe do one more teaser video real quick and see how many views that does, and then you'll be at 10,000. And then I've talked to him. The video that he's gonna put out is gonna blow your mind. Like you will definitely be surprised. So if you haven't, it's Guilty of Randy, all one word. Go over and subscribe. I'm just trying to make his channel get bigger than Jacob's, so I can unsubscribe to Jacob's. But as of right now, Randy's there, so I'm still watching. Randy's the one running the bucket. Jacob's on the ground. Yeah, blah, false. Okay, so Jacob has apparently been named the barber chair guy by everyone in the industry. I don't know. I didn't have any part in that. But I really, really, really like the people that are leaving these comments on his videos that call him the barber chair guy. Some guy told him that he's washed up already, and that is awesome. So I back those. So basically, if you haven't been told already, Jacob is now a washed up barber chair guy. I think the guy technically said you're washed. Maybe he said washed up, but I would imagine if he was cool, the cool kids just say washed. And I back that. I think whoever left that comment is pretty cool. Big Flav was in this video, and he was running ropes, rigging. He's kind of got some skills. I think the main reason he was rigging good is because he had his new climbing boots on, which I don't think I like him being taller. I really don't think but I have to back it 100% because he bought I told you guys that I was putting out the screw bottom boots with Black's. Black's Boots and me did this collab kind of thing, and I'm putting out the screw bottom boots. Fair warning, they're $1,800 a piece per boot, okay? And I mean, do you support me or not? That's what it comes down to. I do a lot for you guys, and if you don't want to have your bottom screwed by buying these boots, I feel like you guys aren't reciprocating any of this, and this is just a one-way road at that point. I don't like that, but Big Flav did buy the first pair. So if you're curious what they look like, you got to go over to that video, go watch it. I think it made him like a foot taller. So for some of you short kings out there, get your screw bottom boots now so you can get big, you know? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. So they're doing the job. Randy's bucket. Jake's on the ground. You know, Big Flav's wearing the screw bottom boots, and Jacob's got to be weird again. He can't just not be weird. And so he's like, "Hey, Randy." He asked Randy about his diet. Okay? He says, "Hey, Randy, how's your diet going?" or something like that. And that's so embarrassing. Why would you? Randy is a boy. Women diet. So I don't know what he's talking about with this diet thing. And thank God Randy was like, shut him down and was like, no, bro, I like women, I like chicks. It's basically, I think, what he said. And he's like, oh yeah, me too, me too. But you don't ask a man about his, like, you still on a diet? You doing a diet? No, no. But then Jacob did something that I fully back, and I think he should do more of it. He made fun of Kevin Ham, which is awesome, because just like last week, we talked about Daniel and his hiccup, and him calling it the what do you call it? The sideways. Jesus, I can't even remember, what did Daniel call it? The sideways snap diagonal backboard cut sucker or something like that. I can't even keep up with it. But he called it something like that. Directional diagonal slice snap something. Well, Kevin Ham calls it, what does he call it? The drop cut. And if you don't even got to just go to any random Kevin Ham like YouTube short or watch one of his videos, and he's going to talk about the drop cut. And he's really, really like latching on to that technique, like he come up with it, which I don't think so. I don't think he came up with it either. I think people have been doing that for a long time. They're just not weird and feel like they actually invented something because they're the first person to film it and put it on YouTube. That don't mean you invented it, okay? This is where we got to chill out, because guys are like, I'm the first one that published it. No. What the fuck does that matter? My pawpaw taught me this. So, like, get out of here with that shit. It don't mean you made it up if you're just the first one to document it. You may have stolen everybody's stuff. Who knows? Shit, I don't even know where I'm at no more. Oh, yeah, but I like, Jacob says, I'm going to do a snap cut here. And he's like, or as Kevin Ham calls it, a drop cut. Then he says, why do you need a separate term for a basic cut or a default cut? Because that cut is just a snap cut turned at a little bit of an angle. That's all it is. Let's be real. Just because you turn something on a little bit of an angle don't mean it's something else. That's just, come on. I mean, is Randy here? So I think you should make fun of Kevin Ham more, because like I feel like I'm the only one doing it, and I would love some company. And Kevin, I think's okay with it. He seems cool. He seems like he gets it. Like he's a little cringy and a little kooky sometimes. That's okay. Mandy? Okay. Jesus Christ. So I'm trying to... JLM Tree Service puts out a video. Raw and uncut cypress removal. So that's pretty easy. Like, you know what you're about to get. You're going to get a raw video, because that's what the title says. Raw. Not only, most guys will say this is a raw video, but he doubles up on it. Says raw and uncut cypress removal. Okay? Because I'm going to be very specific here because he decides to bring me up again. Stop thinking about me. Stop talking about me. You better stop. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying. You don't want this smoke. I'm telling you. Give him. I will. That's crazy. So JLM puts out the video, raw and uncut cypress removal. So it starts, and the first thing in the video, he points out the tree that were his last couple videos, where he was talking about me in that one, and then the one before that he was talking about me in that one, then he was talking about me in the next one. I mean, dude, it's okay if you have developed feelings for me. Like, I get it, but it's not, you're barking up the wrong tree, brother. You're thinking about me too much. I don't like that. Just stop. Just stop. I think he sees all the weird zesty stuff that Tim says, and it gives him this false, like he doesn't realize, like, I have a wife, and Tim's crazy. So, like, you know what I mean? Dude, tree guys are crazy. That's called absolute and utter insecurity. Every tree guy that sees me revs his truck up when he goes by me. I don't give a damn who you are. Like, it doesn't matter to me. You could be the shit. You could be the world record tree climber in this area. Like, living next door to me. And I'm still the best tree climber on this fucking block. That's just me. Unless you want to fight about it, then, like, I don't we shouldn't have a problem, like, with that. And I know I'm not gonna, like, the skills aren't gonna keep getting insanely better when it comes to climbing, like, but I still that guys are so insecure. It blows my mind to be that egotistical, mad at somebody else over something that has nothing to do. Guys think if you get a job and they didn't get it, if they gave an estimate there and you got it, that you are cutting their throat. This is the craziest shit I've ever seen. Like, doesn't mean someone cut your throat because they're doing the job that you gave a bid to. People are crazy. They'll start telling stories and shit. Like, I don't know. Dude, I've lived my entire life doing this, so, like, I watched it happen with my dad, and then I just don't pay attention to nobody. I don't give a damn what everybody else is doing. I'll be damned. I don't live in the Sahara Desert. Like, I'll be damned if I argue with somebody over a damn tree. There's too many of them. They're everywhere. Like, maybe one day it'll be more scarce with as crazy as we're trying to ruin everything. That's probably coming, but, like, as of right now, they're everywhere. I'm not about to argue with no other person about a tree. I want to do. You can have it, okay? I don't want it. Have a project. Yeah. Yeah, people are wild. People are wild, man. People are wild. So, yeah, back to JLM. Raw and uncut, remember? Raw and uncut. So he starts the video and then he points out this big oak tree that he just cut this big old arm off of. And then he gives you the date, which is May, whatever, which is like, I don't think you should be doing big major prunes on an oak. You could have just not shown that. You could have, put some kind of coating on the cut. Something I've noticed Mr. Kevin Ham started to do is use spray paint, which is something I've done for a long time when I have to do emergency cuts. I'm not buying that foam shit, that pruning spray stuff that foams up. It holds moisture in. It's just not, it's too much. Like, and I feel like it causes stuff to rot sometimes. So just black strip, like spray paint. Or if you can find a color that's a little closer, I guess with some trees you could use like a gray, and it would really kind of mix. But that's all you need is to like stop and cover. So I've noticed he started doing that. But he shows this tree like he just pruned this big old section of it off, and it's fully leafed out. Like he just did this yesterday, because he's like, yeah, he told the date. It was the 9th, I think, yesterday. So the 10th or whatever. But so he points that out, and then he's like, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna climb this cypress. It's gonna be a full uncut video. So we're gonna take you along. He does his spiel where he always does, which is always goofy, but he's just climbing this. It's kind of a smaller cypress. I guess not. It's not a small, like a medium-sized cypress. But he's up in the tree cutting, and one of his guys is like, says the word shit. He said, there's shit all over your rope. I'm trying to get it off. He goes, hey, 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 poop, poop. That's so embarrassing. That's really? He says, this is a family-friendly. Okay, okay, man. That's okay. If you don't want to cuss, that's cool, but like, I don't know. Whatever. I thought that was weird. But then he says, here's where I'm on his side 100%. He says, this is hilarious. All you West Coast guys need to listen. Because I'm putting myself in this too. And JLM Tree Service, I guess his name, I can't remember what his, I call him Pussface. So when I say Pussface here in a second, I mean, what is his name? I think Tim hangs out with him, and they're like real good friends. So Tim knows his name. I can't remember his name though. But he says, you West Coast guys got it easy. And I'm like, huh, that's cool. I think I back it. He says, you guys got it super easy. You don't ever got to do any limb walking. You just, climbing these straight, basically telephone pole trees, like I've always said. And he's like, yeah, they're a little taller, but I mean, it sure is nice to work off the stem. Josh. Okay, Josh. All right, Josh. Okay. He says it sure is nice to work off the stem. And I'm not, I've said it before, but like, I didn't say it this time. I'm just agreeing. But like, just so you know, Josh from JLM Tree Service thinks all you guys out there on the West Coast got it easy because you can do your work off of the stem, because mainly they're single stem trees. I am also putting myself in there because I'm not a puss, and I believe what I believe, and I say what I say, and I stand behind it. I'm just doing it because I think it's funny. I'm telling you the truth. So I'm putting myself in on this too. So when you want to get mad at him, you get mad at me too. But yeah, go tell him how mad you are, because I think it's funny that he even said it. Then I get pissed off again. I feel like he literally sits around and pisses his panties in the thought of me catching him do something wrong. Because out of the blue, I'm telling you, honest God's truth, nothing happened. Just YouTube, we're cutting this, YouTube, we're cutting this, YouTube, we're cutting this. He gets down, he's working the stem down. All of a sudden, he's like, he makes a snap cut, and he says, I'd like to see if you could cut that good. And I'm like, whoa, that was weird. Why'd it cut to that? And there were multiple cuts in the video. Remember, it's raw and uncut. Raw and uncut. There was multiple cuts in the video. Out of the blue, he says, I'd like to see if you cut that good. And I'm like, what the hell? And then he looks in the camera and goes, you know who you are. So I'm like, what the hell? I don't even know what you're talking about. If you told the truth and left your video raw and uncut, like you said you were going to do, you can't even keep your own word. If you left the 45 minutes that you sat around talking shit about me and then got embarrassed and didn't have a sack to actually post it. If you left that in there, it would be a real raw and uncut video. But you cut this part out, and it didn't make any sense. It's just a random point where he's like, "I'd like to see if you cut that good. You know who you are." No, 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 no. Maybe me. But then I couldn't. I'm not 100% mad when I see it. I'm like, he could not be talking about me. Like, I didn't say that about it. Like, I don't even know what he's talking about here. But maybe he's not talking about me. God damn it. He is. He is. So, it's the end of the video. I'm like, cool, he didn't say nothing stupid. That's good. Maybe his video will do some views. Because he always ruins it by saying something stupid in his video. Doing something stupid. So, Pussface and his ground guy, Brad, who left a comment a couple weeks back. I thought we kind of understand each other. But Pussface gets down. Okay, hang on a sec. Josh gets down, and he says, "Good, good job to the guy." And Brad, I don't know why, but gets really weird and says, "That's how the salad is tossed." I don't know what that means. Like, I mean, I know what that means. Let's just be real. But, like, I don't know what that means, But then Josh, aka Pussface, turns the camera to himself and says, "Yeah, Steelborn, stop watching my videos with your pants down." Dude, no, you don't make any fucking sense. If it made sense, I would back it. I'd be like, yeah, he's trying to troll. It's funny. But it don't make any sense. You sit there and you must have talked for God knows how long about me. First of all, I don't talk about anybody unless I do this. When I do this part here, I do it for a couple hours out of the whole week. I ain't sitting around with other people being like, this guy on YouTube that I watch, he says, and I damn sure don't have that deep of feelings to where the phrase, "That's how the salad gets tossed," comes up and you instantly think about me. I don't like that. Don't do that no more. So, you didn't see these scenes? What the hell are you talking about? Then you just lie to the kid and you're like, "Yeah, I watch your videos. You're trying to just be a nice guy." "Yeah, I'll watch it. Watch till the end." I thought he was like, okay, he didn't say nothing stupid. And then he didn't do nothing zesty. He was weird with his, "What's up, YouTube?" But I think Brad did it this time. But Brad and Pussface, I feel like they're weird together. They're talking about some weird shit together. That you're two dudes. I feel like you two diddle each other on the way to and from work. And because of that, Bradley loves the fact that the truck has a bench seat. He calls middle. Who does that? You know how when you're in a truck, you're like, window. He says middle. Dude, I think you two need to chill out. Don't be saying nothing zesty and weird. For the long time, followers, you know that I got prank called a while back. Probably a couple years now. And someone prank called me, and they said, and at the time, I had just started talking about him, which, guarantee you, he went and watched every video until he finally found a point that he could find my phone number, and then prank called and says that he was going to come here and take, I don't know what brand, if it was Sweet Baby Ray's, Heinz, but he planned on eating barbecue sauce from between my butt cheeks, is what he said, which I laughed at and thought was funny. I wasn't going to let him do it, okay? Just so you know, I wasn't for it, but I thought it was funny to say. Okay. Um, you're probably right. You're probably right. Yeah. Yeah, he seems like that type of guy. So after I didn't give them the response that they wanted from the barbecue butt cheeks, okay? This all happened. This stuff's crazy. You missed a lot, Spencer. I'm cute. He said he was gonna come here and kill my dog, which is now I kind of just want to beat the piss out of you. First, I thought you was funny, but then when you like start threatening the life of something that I even that dude, I like him. Sometimes I don't like him. He's kind of ignorant. He's too big. He thinks he's tough. I don't like none of that. But like when you said that, now I'm out. I've always thought that prank phone call came from him, and I will forever now think that it was him. Maybe not him technically. Maybe it was one of his workers, but the same guy I feel like that would sit there and tell you not to cuss on his videos would prank call a man and say that kind of shit. And then also talk about salads getting tossed and then he's picturing me with my pants down. Dude, you got to get yourself figured out. The shit is not right. You are going down a slippery slope that is going to end you like you're going to end up being like a trainee or something like you got to chill. You just got to chill. I thought at first that maybe it was him, but in this video when they cut out the big section that would have made all of the end make sense, there's this big cut and they instantly go into, and that's how the salad's tossed. And that reminds him of me. I'm a pretty good reader, people, and I say, not cool, dude, not cool. You suck, pussface. You are just not cool. Trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, but you're doing too much zesty shit. I just, man, I try to, I want to help the guy, but I think he may be a lost cause. We'll see. Yeah, that's all. I don't want. Yeah, that's weird. That was weird. I'm telling you, this is my life, man. Then I gotta watch this stupid shit. Veterans Tree Service puts out a video called The Art of Taking Down Dangerous Trees. This guy. I'm like, oh my god, what's he doing? So, video starts, and he just talks. He says stuff. None of it makes any sense usually, but he just talks. Then he finally starts to do some work, and he is using DRT, which is extinct. That's like an artifact. That's like that's like a cavemanish. You know what I mean? That stuff is so 2024 DRT that I'm like, I thought this guy was cool. Oh, I did. That's a lie. I did not think he was cool, but I was like, I thought he was cooler than this. But he's using DRT because he doesn't know how to set up a retrievable SRT anchor, whether it be in the canopy or at the base of the tree. It's a mental thing. Like, I mean, but it is what it is. Like, can't look down at him just because of that. But yeah, so he's trying to DRT. Remember, I'm sure a lot of you guys are older than 20 or so you remember the good old days when we used to DRT. That's what he's doing here, and he overcomplicates this simple upload. Well, he does one little tree that's like next to the water that he just look. I think it was a softwood tree. It looked like it just cut through like butter. Simple. Um, just it was simple, but he overcomplicates. He does the same thing on the next job because he goes to a different job, and there's an uprooted. Let's call maybe it's an alder tree. Um, it is. It is. I back that, Tim. I back that. It was really stupid when I watched you use it. I'm like, is this? I thought it was stupid before, but I'm like double stupid right now. Now I'm not saying DRT has got to go like you shouldn't use it at all, but like if you're going to do a long climb, you're going to be climbing in one position for a while. I'll be damned. Anytime I've ever tried to go back and use DRT just to use it to be familiar with it, I hated it. I regretted it, and I don't want to do it again. So like, if you're like you can do it. You don't have to be cool. You can be uncool if you want. But he gets to this uprooted tree. He's like overcomplicates it. He ties it off to this little baby tree, and then he climbs out there. Gets lucky. Like some cuts get made. It kind of works. He doesn't tie in twice though. That I don't. You can get a breakaway set up on your saddle. It's simple to have. Go buy a 3D printed carabiner from somewhere and wear it. Or it would be nice if it was something that would actually hold you if you needed it, and then if it went overboard it would break. But I don't. He's just cutting one tie in. I get why you're doing it, but the law is the law. Tie in twice. He's not doing that mainly because it wasn't because he's brave. He was a scared little girl, and he was afraid to be tied into the thing that could fall. That's just sissy behavior to me. That's if I show up and a tree looks like it's gonna fall, my man card is so strong. I go to that tree to tie in. That's how I start my day. I'm like, what's the worst tree out here? Tying into that one, and then I do my thing. Half of the day is just looking cool, and the rest just happens. So I think Troyer's talking about the car. Like, yeah, I didn't like that car either. Dodge made it, I think. Didn't Dodge make the SRT? Yeah, I back that. Um, all in all, Tim did okay, I guess, in this job. He's still a dork though, so that happened. What's your definition of cool? Because I think ours are different. Um, I dislike it every time. Unless I'm going somewhere to disconnect and retie in or retrieve my line, I'm not going DRT 99% of the time. I do removals SRT. Like, I'll work an entire tree down and just leave a speed line strap up there. Throw it up over a limb, get a good union, do the tree with a base anchor, and then move my base anchor down with me with speed line straps as I go. And I'm tied in the whole time. If I feel like I don't want to leave a strap up there or the tree gets too big, then I'll call down and have Jake unhook, and then I'll go, canopy anchor there. But I think there's more of a requirement to use SRT where you got to figure out redirects and like ways to anchor it and retrieve it, and there's with DRT there's in the tree there's canopy, there's no base to DRT at all. It is canopy only. So there's a lot more that goes with SRT. So I can understand where someone would would like DRT because that's what they're used to, and that they've gotten to the point of like mastering it, so they don't want to change. But I just refuse to say, like, I just go off my own personal experiences. I climbed DRT for, and I don't know, 20 years, not quite, maybe 15, and over 10 or so now on SRT, and I dislike it every time I decide to use it. There are those times where I'll go up and put a micro pulley, and then a lot of times I'll do it just to help other people. Like I've seen where guys will say they don't use a retrievable setup because it costs too much money. So I came up with a retrievable setup with a speedline strap, stuff like that. But anytime I've ever used it, I've regretted it afterwards. I didn't. It was not enjoyable. It was way harder on my body. I was forcing myself to handle and move twice as much rope each time. You know, the extra friction, the action would change depending on how the rope's orientated, where there's so much of that extra shit that gets eliminated when you go SRT. It makes it worth it for me. The fact that I can drop a bunch of shit onto my rope and then still come down, where DRT, if you did that, you're not coming down. So there's just so many reasons why. But I mean, I respect the fact that you think DRT's easier. Like, I don't get that. That doesn't make sense to me personally, but like, I can't tell you that you're wrong. Maybe to you it is. But yeah, Tim's a dork. We established this, right? Spencer out here? Right on, Spencer. Appreciate you hanging out, brother. You're welcome here any time you would like. Yeah, and go over and check if you haven't watched any of Spencer's content. That's Meta Spencer is the channel. Go check it out. That's a dude he's him. He's not gonna change. You're gonna get it's the same guy that started making videos forever ago. There's no change. There's no weird feminine angle where he just started getting weirder and weirder and weirder like a bunch of the other ones. Go check him out though. Yeah, yeah, and there's a battle there of things that need to be learned. But I'm telling you the advantages that you'll get along the way, especially if you know DRT. Now, I think you should know DRT first. I'm just giving you my opinion without the things I learned using DRT and getting good at that. I wouldn't have even understood 90% of the other shit. So like, I think you should take that step-by-step thing where you're DRT or where you're just using a rope and you know how to use a Blake's hitch, a taut line, you know, and then you start to use gadgets, and then you go mechanical advantages, and then you're double rope mastering, and then you go single rope. Like, there's a trajectory, and if you can get all the steps on it, your tool bag that you'll have at the end of that, you're not going to be in a situation where you don't have an answer. That's why I feel like a lot of guys, facts, John. If you don't know about the screw bottom boots, you're missing out, man. You're missing out. Don't tell me what to do, Slasher. You shut up. I tell people to shut up. You don't tell me to shut up. I tell people to shut up. That's what I do. Oh, Jesus Christ. You guys know what Tim thinks DRT is. This is why he wants a picture. No, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. I'm not getting it. But I'm just telling you. If you have to say no homo, it's a little homo. Like, let's be real. If you have to, like, it was a little. Right on, Slasher. Shut up, though. Okay. Um, I tried not to watch BBR, but god dang it, I I'm like I need some shit to talk about. This idiot is always here. Which you want to know the honest to God's truth, the way I feel about bucking. I'm gonna tell you, this is honest me, the real me, the truth. I don't have a problem with the guy. I want to like the guy. And at times, I do like the guy. I think there's a really good dude there. I think there was a better person there at the beginning. A more kind, real person there in the beginning. And the bit of fame along the way has changed him. But, like, I don't have no issue really with him. But at the same time, this old guy sucks, if you know what I mean. So, Buckin puts out a video. There was nothing easy about this tree. And video starts, he carries all his gear to the tree, and he's wearing his hard hat, like a good boy, because last video, he heard me say, wear a damn hard hat, you stupid old man. And so he's like, okay, I'll wear a hard hat. And I said, okay. And I was like, also, I need my damn money for the sheriff handles. Because let's not pretend like that old guy just decided to call it the sheriff handle for no reason. Everyone knows this is allegedly. But everyone knows we were doing this collab together, and he says, you're the coolest guy on YouTube, so I'm gonna make a handle after you. And he's like, and I want to be just like you, even though I'm way older, but I want to be like you. So I'm going to name my handle kinda after you. And I'm like, that's weird. Whatever you want, let's do it. So he calls it the sheriff, and he calls the other one the deputy. I just need my monies. So give me my monies, and we'll be fine. He cuts a tree. He's just I noticed he had these inferior boots on that looked like they were being held down with a less quality, like, tool. I mean, they're probably staple down boots or something like that, something weird. Definitely not the screw bottom boots like I got, like we're selling. So I just noticed his boots made him move really slow, or maybe that she just moved slow. I can't remember. He was having some trouble getting down and out of the tree. He looked like he got stuck for a little bit in the video cut. He's also using climb line to look like True Blue Moon or True Blue or whatever that shit is. I've never had it before, but everybody always has it. Look like he was using that, which I would imagine is a dynamic rope. It's climb line, so, like, it's probably stretching like crazy, but he uses it to pull this massive maple tree over. He uses what looks like a base anchoring technique by taking and cinching this part of the tree up and running it over and through a top, because it's actually a separate tree that's grafted to it. You'd have to see it to understand it. I'm not drawing a picture. I only do art projects now because of my advanced art skills. I will only be doing art projects. There will be full videos that's all I do is draw pictures. So and that's all coming back on members. Me and YouTube we're gonna get along. We're gonna figure this out, and I'm gonna be back. But Yeah, he goofs up, and the one of the trees goes sideways. Luckily, like it holds it long enough to get it from getting the shed, but it goes way off track because he wasn't thinking about after the tree starts to go and they start to separate or get it a lean. That's not going to pull the way you're thinking and hold it in. But it's just funny to see him use someone's like it's something he's seen before and has decided to use it. But he's that type of guy that's like, nope, I don't know nothing new. I just got my old school techniques. And then he'll watch a new technique, steal it, and try to integrate it his way into his videos and act like it's a little ditty I come up with. It's a little something I come up with. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I was just sitting around one day and it just popped in my head. SRT with a rope runner. And so I'm just going to try it out today. You know? I'm like, you sure you made that up? He's like, yeah. Yeah. Just came to me one day when I was riding around Myrtle. And one of my axes slipped off hit me right in the head. Yeah, yeah, that's what I draw for the monies. That's what my drawing skills. I only draw for the monies now. I'm getting old, so I only do everything for the monies. Is I thought about it and I realized I only do stuff for the monies. Everything I do is for the monies. I would also like to point out that in this video, Buckin does he does that weird thing where when he's getting ready to fall a tree and he's being filmed, he does a bunch of emotes and like winking and all kinds of weird stuff. Stop doing that. I don't like that. You don't need to do like 10 emotes and then like it's like when you're playing wrestling on like PlayStation, you hit the top button and it does their taunt and you like sit there and do your taunt over and over to get your special meter up. That I feel like that's what he's doing every time. I don't like it. I think he should stop doing that. And he also got paid in this video and actually filmed it, but says he's going to donate it all. So I back all that. I think that's awesome. It's sick that if I could do tree work for free, always like for eternity, and I could always have everything else figured out. You could just focus all your time going around help. That would be sick. But I'm gonna tell you right now. I found out in this video that he drinks lattes. No. Actually, hell no. Gentlemen, beloved, lattes are for girls. Guys drink black coffee. So, I know I'm trying not to say that, but that's what I was thinking, Grumpy. Like, you don't get a half calf frappa mocha with some foam, and you're like, if you could, make the foam look like a penis and balls. That's a zesty drink. I don't like that. You shouldn't drink that. That's weird stuff. I didn't even know they did that visual either. I thought they just did the leaf one or the heart. Turns out they can do a lot of weird shit with the creamer and stuff. After cream, I'm not into this. I'm not into this. I'm out. I'm out. Let's drink my coffee black, mainly because I'm a man. Latte. What the hell is that? I don't even know what that is. But I think my wife drinks them though. So you don't care if anyone watches. I back that. See, I do the same thing, Tim. I have got my channel on so many like building trajectories to where it's doing good, and then I'm the type of guy that just will randomly decide as I cross the bridge to blow it up behind me because I'm like, this makes things interesting. But yeah, it's kind of what I've been doing for 127 episodes now. I back it, man. Whatever. So that's I get people are like, why would you dare put your content on members? It doesn't get any views. Yeah. Yeah, but you spend all that time doing it and and it doesn't get any views. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I'm okay with that because I'm not 90% of men are incredibly insecure and they can't. This is just my experience with men when it comes to them watching on YouTube. It is terrifying for them to hit the thumb button. They're like, it sends a message to him that I'm gay, I think. And no, just so you know, you can hit the like button. It doesn't send me a notification that you're zesty. Okay? It doesn't do that with anybody. You don't have to worry about that. It doesn't like make you less than. It doesn't mean that you're inferior. Guys are some that's an insecurity. If you can watch a dude's content, be entertained, enjoy it, and or not be or be entertained and not like it. If you're hate watching even, you can't hit a down button. You're just asked to react. You either liked it or didn't like it, or you're like, fuck you and your time that you spent. I'm not doing anything. That's that's 90% of the people I don't like deal with. But hey, it is what it is. It is very goofy, Ben Ben. It is very, very goofy. And I kind of, for those guys that absolutely need that, you can come over here on Saturdays at this time and cut up, but and and talk shit, and it's okay. But it's not even that to where someone would say something to someone's face. It's this weird catty gossiping where they talk trash about somebody and start making up things behind the scenes. Like when when a man's more worried about what you're doing, he's insecure. You bring out an insecurity in him. You've ran into these dudes during your life. I guarantee you have. Where for some reason they start acting out of character when they get around you. That's because you make them like they have to experience, and it shines a light on those insecurities that they have. And it's funny. It's hilarious. Um, just like I would say to anybody, you should not value any random person's opinion that much. Let's be real. They don't have to like you. They don't have to judge you correctly either. They can be absolutely and completely unfair and just be assholes. There's no rules that says you gotta respect this person if they're a good person. No, no, you don't. That's not the way it works. So, I don't know. Some guys just weird. I get, and I spent probably first 4 to 5 years, man, the hate comments were unreal. It's kind of chill, but yeah, that's just tree guys or men in general. Like they seen something somewhere and they're like, I gotta tell this guy because he's not doing the thing that I know. And if I point out that I know something he doesn't know, it puts me up a level. And no, no, no. It goes back to that taunt button where you're trying to get your energy level, your super levels up. John taking off. See you, brother. Appreciate you hanging out. Johnson, man, he always swings in. So I'd say next channel would be Troyer the Destroyer. He put out this video that's complete misinformation, and no, actually, he says the video is called "Double Rope Isn't Dead. It's Situational." I agree. That's a good title, and I agree 100%. There only certain situations where I will dare go DRT. And that just shows you this thinking that all tree we're all the same, we all do this. No, 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 no. There's so many weird like quirks about guys to where I'm the it sounds like I am the complete opposite of him. We've both been doing tree work for quite a long time. You would think if we were both chasing the same thing, we would have the same opinion. No, no, that's not the way it works. When you're just a man and you go off your experiences and you do your thing and you like what you like, you don't like what someone else that you're watching their videos. Oh, they like it, I like it. They like it, I like it. What the hell? Really? Please don't. Have an opinion of your own. To where Troyer says DRT is situational. He probably would prefer to be DRT, but in certain situations he will go SRT. Where I'm the opposite. I will almost every time go SRT, and I'll find myself to where, hey, it's easier for me to just go DRT right now to come down and retrieve the rope than to set up an anchor and this and that. Or I'm going to retie in here in a second. So I'm just going to DRT. There are certain things where I will find myself doing DRT because it just fits that situation. The title's pretty dead on. And our opinions are so different. He thinks when he goes SRT, he has to yard on himself, and like it's like more strenuous almost. Where in double rope, it's like easier. He can get a mechanical advantage. Like I'm the opposite. That's just the facts of it. I think it just depends on who you are. Like, let's just be real. I was an asshole here in my what I said. I said uh, I think SRT is better and DRT is on those rare occasions. And I think 90% of the industry agrees with me that SRT is way easier if you know how to fully use it. But that's just me being a jerk for no reason. He's figured out a way to make DRT easier on his body than SRT is, which is it's hard for me. I feel like at some point I skipped a step on DRT and I didn't get that. There's something about it because Troyer seems to really straight up believe this. Something about it that I must have skipped, and I feel like I mastered DRT that I didn't catch because he says no. So, yeah, that's it. He put out a good video though. He put out a couple. He just put out another one today that I haven't had a chance to watch though. So go check out his channel. Next channel is Bert's Custom Cuts, and here's where I am going to, and I did it again. I waited till the end of the video before I showed this. So unless you're like a true blue and you're a regular follower, you're not going to get this information again. You got to wait till the end of the video. I love it. Bert puts out a video called Cutting Big Wood with Metal. And that is a huge pain in the ass. He is got these logs that need cut up and there's tons of metal all up in them. And how do you know where things are at? I would suggest any tree guy to get themselves one of these. I think it was like maybe 20 bucks is what I spent. I thought I had the box here, but I must have like burned it or threw it away or something. So I had to go get this out of the truck. But it's like Harbor Freight, I bought this, and it's just a metal detector, a wand. It is super, super helpful. I have saved many chains, and Even if you're processing something, that having this on the ground, you could throw a carabiner in there, have it hooked on the back of your pant leg, and you could do it to every cut if you needed to. Um, it's a simple little setup. Yeah, it's easy. Well, I think it's rechargeable. Oh yeah, I don't have a metal ring anymore. My bad. Let's find something metal. Something little that's metal. Let's see if it'll go off. Here we go. Even under the notepad. So it goes, I don't know how far it penetrates. I know that it does. It goes in a ways because I've ran into some that I didn't even know that there was metal there, and all of a sudden it saved it. But then you can show the screw, beeps. Now put it down, put it on top. Even put, well, that's got some metal on it, so I don't want to do that. Got some cardboard. Let's put some more cardboard. Let's see if it'll go through it. So it works good. I would suggest any tree guy grab you one, throw it behind the seat of your truck. It will. The first chain it saves you, it pays for itself. So just think about that. Or when you're, here's where it's came to be more of a use for me. Where you get that person that's like, can you cut the stump blower? Can you cut the stump blower? Can you cut the stump blower? I will run this around their stump. If this goes off, I'm not cutting your stump any lower. You've put metal in there. Chainsaw chains don't cut metal. So I'm not letting you ruin my blade. You know what I'm talking about? So. Give me just a second. Damn it. Oh, that's still on. My bad. Kind of sick that it has its own little case too, for as cheap as it was. And I haven't charged this thing since I got it. I've had it for, I don't know, almost over a year, I think. Yeah, I've had it for over a year. And haven't charged it once. What the? Oh, there it is. You asshole stole my lighter. Which one did it? Eric, you don't even know. Have you ever used a chainsaw? Any person that's used a chainsaw over a couple times has been informed and knows it's called a blade. I just have a bounty hunter metal detector. Dude, whatever kind of metal detector you got, it gets the job done. The little wand is nice. It takes up very, very little space, you know. Plus, you can make sure your guys aren't packing if you're going to fire them. Like that day, you check them. You know you're going to fire them that day, so you don't get shot. That's smart. Eric, why would you? Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? I have, dude. There's no way. I have, I have, I have a 170, a 250, and my favorite. Well, is that my favorite saw? So I have the 170, the 250, and well, I actually don't have it no more. I used to have a Farm Boss 290, and I got this thing. And you think you have more than me? Do you even see my name? Like, do you see what my name there is? That's facts, Timber Slasher. Which is weird. Yeah, yeah. I took the steel chainsaw's name. I'm more of a that Eco Go or something like that. I'm gonna switch to maybe I don't know. That was Noker. Noker. What up, A50? 240. No, no, I have not. I was gonna buy one of the 162s just to have. And Eric, just that I'm trolling you. I have a few. I have a few chainsaws, man. Kind of a steel guy, but see, you lose already. I don't have none of that weird shit. Like, why would you have a Husqvarna? Like, I would never. Like, I definitely, if I did, they would probably just be setting up here on a shelf because they suck. So there's like one there. Don't tell anybody I showed you this. I swear I'll deny it afterwards. There's one there, and then there's one over there, and then this is the best. This one runs the best. This one right here. These are all that's trash. Don't look at that. Don't look at that stuff. And then there's a couple just sitting over. Maybe there's a couple. I don't know. I have a steel weed eater too. I wanted to say that too, just so you know. So you could trip it over them. There's a possibility I would buy it. there's there's only one saw I want. I want a 440. Um, that's the one that I want. A flathead 440. 194. No one. Yeah, it's facts. Don't talk about that. I think I have like a 191 up there, or it's a 190. It's got a weird. The handle on it's weird. It's a really weird handle. The 290 Farm Boss is calling you. No, it's not. Where is it? It's no. It's actually they have a truck full of them, and these are just the ones that get circulated through, laying around. Ones I've redone. The 260, or actually that's a 026 Pro. 036. 210. I think. I think it's 210. The old 290. That is that son gun's a cinder block, isn't it? But yeah, Bert should get him one of those metal detectors. It maybe would have saved you there, because you start to. That's the problem. You get past the spot where you think they're at, and you just start cutting. Then when you hit metal, you're like, how did I went through all that trouble to miss the metal over here, and then I hit it 10 more feet up the tree? Uh, is it? Dude, I had a feeling those two. That's just a good. I think it's a good matchup. I think that's just a good matchup. I think you're gonna get with Sean and Hamzat. You're gonna get either a fight of the year candidate, or that fight sucked. There's not gonna be an in between. It's gonna be one or the other. If if you're right and he humps his leg for 5 rounds, yeah. But I think the desire to hurt each other is going to change Hamzat's game plan a bit. He doesn't plan. He doesn't train for fighters. He admitted that. He just goes in and reacts. And the fact I think Sean has gotten him to where he wants to hurt him, Sean is very smart about that. He is forcing Hamzat to get more aggressive. And that's going to force him to not be relaxed, tense up. And Sean's that guy that, like, in the 5th round, if you haven't put him away, he can finish you in the 5th round. So, chainsaws are those motorized things that got blades on them. This is what I hear. They do have, so, for women and the elderly, they make ones with batteries. And then the good ones have, yeah, extension cords. Those are the good ones. Those are real good. That's how you do it. Talk about a smart man. You get a backpack generator, and you're able to be mobile as a tree service. A ladder, a generator, a super long extension cord, and a Black & Decker, and hello, getting rich. I like to introduce myself, you know. Bookham Dano. Appreciate it. I dig that name. Bookham Dano. I dig that. I'm going to say that from now on when somebody does something. I need to partner up with Bookham Dano. I'm going to make him, he's going to have to be a deputy. Deputy Dano? Deputy Dano. That's sick. This message is held for review. Oh no. See, here's the problem. I'm going to help you before it happens. Don't let someone troll you and get you out of your character to where you show your insecurities, to where you get so like offended by what someone calls something. If I told you I named my genitals a certain name, would you argue with me because you feel like I should name it something else? Well, listen, it's none of your fucking business what I decide to call it, okay? Same way with a chainsaw. I don't really believe it's a blade. Let's be real. It's a bar and chain. I say it's a blade because it's funny. It brings those guys that are insecure, and it makes them leave this heart-filled, strong comment because they know they're right. No, you're not right. I can call whatever I want to call it. Let's be real. You're a complete fool if you think you can dictate what someone calls something. I can call it a chainsaw dick if I want. I'm calling it a chainsaw dick from now on. I'm not saying blade, I'm saying chainsaw dick. So, just so you know, now you're in on it, it's chainsaw dick. Okay? Like, I'm going to go to the job, I'm going to be like, I'm about to take my chainsaw dick, I'm penetrate this tree. It's going to get weird, it's going to be sexual, and it's probably going to make people uncomfortable, but this is your fault now. Now, this is what I have to do. Sometimes I can't handle you guys. Oh my god. I would never watch this shit back. Swear to God. uh, the funny part is a lot of people, a lot of people would are gonna expect me to be a different person if they meet me in real life and like, or to be this way, which is so crazy. Funny. It's not a bar. It's chainsaw dick. Choose me. You guys are getting crazy. Oh shit. Oh. If you know how fun it could get, like the lingo could totally become something different if we started calling it a chainsaw dick. Like, dude, look at that cedar tree. My chainsaw dick is so hard for it. Like, the stuff that, like, I think we may have started something here. We're going to change the industry. I sharpen lawnmower blades and knife blades. I sharpen teeth on a bar, not a blade. Poor Eric. You sharpen what? What? Come on. It's a chainsaw dick, Eric. It's a chainsaw dick. Yeah, I have another one here for Zach Riggs, but I don't want to do it. I'm over this. He did put out a video called "Cutting Down Trees When They Lean the Wrong Way," and he was basically just helping. He fucking cringed me out at the very beginning of his video. Also, I'd like to point out, if you use an AI thumbnail, I don't like that. But the video starts and he's like, "We're gonna do some old school August Haneke stuff here today." No, I don't like that. No, no, no. What? No. Maybe I'm just different because, like, I refer all that old school stuff to my dad. But, like, if August is your dad, like, cool, I guess. But I don't like that. Also don't like that if you've seen August next to Zach right now, you would think he is his dad. So that's also weird to me. But it's facts. He was just there helping some other super sensitive tree guy who has limited skills do his job because, like, he couldn't climb something like that. But yeah, we'll watch the video. I don't want to talk about it. I think I'm done. I don't know. I'll talk to you guys for a minute. Unless you say something stupid, and then I'm getting off right now. Don't say anything dumb. Someone tell Eric not to talk. Not Eric Harris. The other Eric, don't say nothing dumb. Unless you're gonna admit it's a chainsaw dick, don't talk because you're gonna ruin everything. With your, he thinks it's a blade. Maybe we want to gaslight him now and go in reverse. He's such an idiot. He thinks it's a blade. What is up with this guy? He doesn't even know it's a bar and chain. What is wrong with you, Eric? Not Eric Harris. I can't remember the other Eric's last name, so I'm just gonna say not Eric Harris. That's weird. Why would you call it a blade? I sharpen knives and sticks and stuff. Motel it is all I use on my blade. Same difference, man. Where you at? Dude, was it Smith? Okay. Figures. His real name probably is Eric. He came up with a made-up last name because he's like, I'm going to say some stupid shit when I comment on people's videos, and I don't want to have to admit that it's actually me, so my last name's Smith. Clyde G. What? Did he just go gangster on us? Alright, I like him now. What? Clyde G. Is that your real name? Is that your government name? Clyde G Unit? That's pretty sick. I like that. I like it better than Eric Harris 9988. Or, no, sorry, Eric Smith 9988. I don't know why that just happened. I'm like looking at it and said the other one. Blade and chain. Now I'm totally confused. It's Eric's fault, Eric Smith. If he comes in here now, he's talking about a chain or he's calling it. He doesn't know it's a bar and chain. He thinks it's a blade. That's what happened, I think. Clyde, Ohio. Did you just make... Are we making places up now? I don't like that. I know. Who does that? Weird thing to do. Weird to come into a chat where a bunch of tree guys are at and try to tell them a bunch of crazy like, not cool. Not cool. We deal in alleged facts and reality over here. Oh, that's... Yeah. Dang, I didn't even get to read it. What the fuck? You're so fast. Let me read it. What do you say? Yeah. What does that even mean? I'm scared now. With the penguin guy, he's kind of scared me. A little bit. Thoughts on the Canon Ripsaw blades I just saw come out. Canon make good blades, I'll say that. Their blades are some of the best blades. See, now Eric's got me calling it the wrong thing. That's crazy. Thanks a lot, Eric. From Cleveland, Clyde, Ohio. From something. Is it a bar? See, now Eric came in here. I had it all figured out. Almost 30 years of climbing, cutting, and like way more of cutting. But like of just... And this guy comes in and in one night ruins everything. And now I can't remember what it is. Canon makes good bars. How are their blades, though? I don't know what... A nice place. I guess he thinks it's a... You get a beer or something there? What about the blade? These lightweight blades? Facts. That's good stuff. Their blades aren't shit. Yeah. What the hell? He said it's a blade, I think. You're a climber and don't know what 200T is. I have no clue what that talks... What? What is this 200T-ish stuff you speak of? That's not even a saw. He don't even... That's crazy. He would just make up some numbers and put a letter on it. That's crazy. He's doing the same thing he did with the blade thing. Oh, you know what? I think I made... Yeah. Okay, the one Echo makes. Facts. Okay. Now it's... You know what? It is starting to come to me. I think I remember. I know what the 200T is. I'm not an idiot. I know. You're right. Now the 850, it clicked. Yeah. The Echo saw. I remember. Cool. It's a single-handed arbor saw. What? See, I know you're lying now. You can't one-hand a chainsaw. This guy. That's crazy. See, I didn't even know. I thought they called them top handle saws. But, that's... See? This is why I do this. I do these live feeds so that some genius will come rolling in and fix me, help me, make me better, you know? So, um, I just need to know what to call it on my channel. It's a blade. A blade. And if you've climbed and remember the 200T thing, because I feel like that's going to be an important thing to know, because he acted like most tree guys should know that. So that we're both cool, we both now know that Echo make a 200T, so we don't look like idiots in front of other guys. You know what I mean? But so dude. Next, I can't wait to be in another chat. I'm gonna be like, you know anything about the 200T from Echo? And see what guys say. They're gonna be like, holy shit, this guy knows about that? I'm like, hell yeah, I do. That's me. I know. High handle and side handle. No, it's a one-hander saw. It's called a one-hander. I think that's the other thing. You gotta have the one-hander. I wish that we could do donations right now, because I'll bet you $100, Eric. Like, you want to see my 200T? Like, you don't know, you wouldn't know. I may have a 200T sitting right here. Honestly, guys, you busting balls. Echo 355T is still 200T. Okay. Okay. I don't like that. I don't like that. That the 355 is like a tiller. I don't like the way it sounds. It sounds like when somebody's got one of those little mini tillers, like a little Briggs and Stratton tiller, a Husqvarna version. That's what it sounds like. I don't like that thing. I don't like that. But steel 200T, brother. I have 200T sitting right here. You bet me $100 right now. Let's do this. I'm a man of my word. You don't believe me? Let's make a bet. There's 200T sitting right here. Yeah, if you like ate something spicy the night before, and then you have a bunch of coffee, and then you think it's a fart slasher, like, holy cow, all of a sudden 50 comments just popped up. Why did it just do that? I just glitched. I think my stuff glitched out. Oh, now he's trying to use the top handle term. No, Eric, you're a one-hander guy. No, you would refer to it as the 355 Echo one-handle saw, arbor saw, one-hander, something like that. Are we gonna make this bet about this saw? Because this is not the face of a guy that would tell a lie. It doesn't. I don't have a blade on it right now, but there's 200T. It's just sitting there. It's like not even doing anything. It's just sitting there with no blade. Yes, Eric. That when I bought it, it was a 200T. Well, actually, I didn't buy it, or did I buy that one? I may have. It's still a 200T. Yes, it was a 200T one day, and then it's still today. Yes. I also put out a short earlier. Fix It by Apta. I took my wife. We went to Rural King. I bought her a bunch. I didn't buy a bunch, but I'm lying, trying to sound like I'm rich and cool and generous, which I'm not. Any of those. Cool. I'm cool. But I got one piece, just the piece where it comes off of the ball valve to the air tank chamber. And I just used everything that I had before. I cut my air tank down a little bit, so I lost about 3 inches off the air tank. I moved the high pressure valve stem down, re-drilled the hole for it. I bought the one connection piece, and I guessed, and I got it right. And I was so stoked when I got home. I was like, awesome. Because I think with an APTA, it works better to have the air tank the next diameter size up, and then the barrel to be the next size down. And it seems to create the compressed air better, and I've gotten better response out of it. But I bought one piece of PVC. I asked my wife, did she grab it? Because I grabbed all the flowers and loaded them in the back of the truck. She says, or actually as we're walking out, she goes, you almost left this on the counter. And I was like, no, you grabbed it or I would have grabbed it. And she's like, yeah, I got it off the counter. You were going to forget it. Sure, yeah, you're a hero. You're the best. She kind of is sometimes. But, so then we get to the car and we load the stuff and we get in and we're getting ready to take off. And I said, hey, did you grab that PVC piece? She goes, yeah, you were going to leave it on the counter. And I said, okay. I asked her just a little while ago, after I made that video, did everything else, and apparently she left it in the cart. And if it wasn't this close to Mother's Day, I probably would have struck her. So, you know? So I gotta fix that. Yeah, happy Mother's Day. Early Mother's Day to some of you feminine dudes out there. No, to the moms. But I think we're about done here. You guys aren't, no one's saying anything cool. I seen Murph Dog wasn't too busy because he sure stopped in for a minute. But yeah, you're probably right. That's probably gonna change. That's definitely gonna change a lot of our methods. You know, the stuff we do on a daily. So, and what you get forced to do on your daily are the things that you will get good at. So you may find intricacies in those particular techniques that others won't ever find because they just don't need to use it. So, he said you still on next. Yeah, I bet. Until like an hour before it when I didn't do any notes for the live feed, and then he's going to bail on me again because he gets scared because I think we all just troll him the whole time. That's what I feel like I'm just going to do. Like, kind of the Eric thing here at the end for him the whole time. I'm just going to ask him about how awesome he is, and it's just going to be, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be good. My rock is a little too exotic. Damn, I wonder where you got it from. That's crazy. Guys, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for giving me your time. But I'm over this. This sucks. I hate doing this. Can't believe we've done it as long as we have. And I don't think we're going to do this anymore. But we'll see. I may change my mind. Have a good one. I appreciate you. Ever saw a giraffe? They're incredible. Alright, I'm going to go look for a giraffe. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good one. See ya. Appreciate you. Oh yeah. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a safe work week. Happy Mother's Day to the moms. If you still got your mom around, go see her. See ya.